Well, all right. It is April 9th. It's a Tuesday and it's 11 a.m. And I stopped trading a while ago. I think I stopped trading. Well, I stopped trading after my last trade. So it was about between 9:30 and 10. I don't know. We'll take a look when we get into the trades. But as you can see today, 0 and 2, baby. Two losses today. I actually had a third loss. My first trade of the day, I entered and somehow, again, only got entered on my sim. And luckily, this time, I guess luckily, today with the new Replicanto version that I'm running, which is 1.5.4.5, it actually did not enter me into the trade when it closed the trade. So I didn't get entered into a reverse trade or anything. So maybe the new version actually worked in terms of that. But I'll show you when we get into the trades. But I took a trade before this official first trade of the day. The reason I'm not counting it as an 0 and 3 day is simply because these stats are all for the trades taken on my Apex accounts. And because it didn't get entered on the Apex account, I was saved from a third loss today. So these stats only reflect my strategy that's being traded on Apex accounts for the whole year. And so as you can see, I'm 0 and 2 today and only 2 and 3 for the week. So not having a good week, 40%. And for, I think, the first time, my overall trades is now down to 79%. So for the first time, below 80% overall for the year. So not great. And what stings probably the most about today is my loss came on PA2, which at the beginning of the week was 400 or so away from a payout. And now if you look at the account in the R trader here, I am now just over $1,400 away from the payout threshold. So I got a lot of work to put back in. It was the 42nd day traded on this account. And I'm still okay as far as the trailing drawdown goes. I've got, let's see, 250 plus 1,000 is 1,250, call it another 200. So about 1,450 in drawdown. So still got room there, still got room to maneuver, but doesn't feel good at all to have gone from being so close to a payout in the first payout window period of April to thinking, okay, well, it'll just take to be the second payout window in April to now. I mean, it's likely I'm not getting this account to a payout this month. So we'll see if I can build it back up. I've always been able to build it back up after a loss, but this is the first time I've had two losses in a row that I can remember on this account. So quite a bit of work to put in there. And then I'll talk about this too, but on evaluation 35, this was my worst standing evaluation. So I traded more contracts, traded 4 contracts on it, which is why the amount of $1,400 is a bit of a bigger figure to lose on one trade. I didn't realize that I was going to be so close to the drawdown liquidate threshold on that account with a loss. I actually am only a couple $100. 48.27 is the threshold value, and I'm at 48.4. So like, there's no room here. This thing's gonna blow up on the next trade, pretty much no matter what, I think. So if I had known that, wait until I show you the trade. Just wait until we get into the trades, and I can show you this trade here, because this thing top ticked me out and then went in my direction, and literally by I think 2 or 3 ticks took me out of the trade before it would have gone on to work. And if I had known that it was so close to blowing up, I would have just moved the stop out of the way and just said, okay, either blow up or turn back around. But I didn't realize how close it was. So today's just one of those days that it hasn't been good for my system. It's been a really tough couple weeks, honestly, of price action trading my system, and today was just disappointing. Also, when I started the day, on this chart today, there was a first entry, second entry. I started right at 7 o'clock, which was over here, kind of in this mess. And the first trade I could have taken that I was ready for was right here, a short going below this. And I'll zoom in a second and show it. And, that was the beginning of this huge steep sell-off. And I should have taken the trade. Actually, let's get into it and talk about why I didn't and what the circumstances were and what the fallout of that was, deciding to skip a trade today. All right, so this is the first chart I had up today, that the first chart that I attempted to take a trade. But before this attempt to take a trade where the copier didn't copy to my Apex PA account, I started right in here. And, it looked very much like it was kind of working as a range-ish kind of day. And the first setup that occurred where I was ready to take a trade was right here. Make that big for you. And this was a new low, and there was a first entry, second entry. Now, to me, I wasn't sure if we were going to go and try to retest the highs again. I wasn't really sure. We were kind of in this range since I had started trading. And honestly, if I had drawn this, maybe this would have helped me to say like, no, we're going to go down. But I just, the thing that kept me out of the trade was in my mind, I was thinking about the bodies of these candles right here, that they were all lined up next to each other, especially these two. And so it looked like resistance with not enough room to give me the scalp. And so I just decided not to take the trade. And this is the thing I've been really struggling with lately, because there's no actual rule in my system for me to skip a trade like this. I'm supposed to take this trade. My edge is for me to take every trade. And lately, because of market conditions just not being great for my system, I just talked myself out of taking it, and I skipped this trade. This would have been a win. It would have been a win on PA2, and it would have completely changed the circumstances of today, because if I had taken that win, this account would have been, instead of 1,400 away from the payout, it would have been back to, I don't know, maybe it would have been back to 600 away or something like that instead. So, or maybe even 500 away. I'm not really sure, but I probably could have captured quite a bit of this, or a pretty decent move, more than the usual scalp size. So I really did myself a disservice by skipping that trade. So then this thing is selling off like a beast. It cut basically right through the previous day close, which should have been maybe a warning to me to not take the next trade. With such a steep sell-off and no real reaction at all. You could see this candle, this bar tried to, this candle, tried to push up. And then I wouldn't have taken the trade there. It would have saved me if it triggered here, first entry, second entry, if it was above this candle. Because I would not take a trade with it going right into the previous day close like that. Unfortunately, it didn't sit up there, it dropped through. And then the way this candle pushed up so strong, I thought, okay, well, it's kind of like a breakout of the previous day close, and they'll go and retest it. So I tried to take this trade, and it turned immediately against me after entering. And for whatever reason, it did not copy to my Apex account. And so this was a loss, but it only happened on my sim leader account. And so therefore I didn't count this in my stats today. Only counting trades taken on my actual Apex accounts. So, but nonetheless, it burned this chart. And so I moved on to another chart, and here's where I took my first trade of the day. And by the time I took this trade, you can see it broke through the previous day's low at this yellow line. Now, what's interesting looking at this chart, if I can show this real quick, the interesting thing here is where the second entry. So here's where I took my loss on that other chart, right? The interesting thing is, if I was watching this chart at the time, it would have been first entry, and then second entry would have happened here, right at the previous day's low of the day. And this would have worked for my scalp. Even if it didn't, I think it would have worked right here on this next bar. I'm quite positive. But even if it didn't, it would have worked by here. So I didn't have this chart at the time. Actually, on this loss, I lost all of my charts, and that's a warning sign. Any day where the first trade I take or a first second entry that occurs on any given day where I lose all 4 charts at the same time, it's a really bad omen for my system. And that's what happened today. I lost all 4 charts here that I had up, and so I had to look for new charts. That's when I found this chart. This had already happened. I missed out on this trade. And so by the time I took my first chart, or my first entry on this chart, there was a first entry long, second entry long above this bar. And I really thought it broke, previous day's low, yellow line, acted as resistance. It broke through it. It tested it once. I really thought, okay, new low. I really thought it would test it again before it either got back up as a failed breakout or got rejected again and would go back lower. Didn't happen that way, and unfortunately took the loss here. I actually don't feel bad about taking this trade. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how my system is supposed to work. I'm supposed to take every entry as long as there's no objective rule to not take the trade. So there's no objective rule. The only thing I could say is with such a steep sell-off, and really the sell-off started occurring since shortly after market open. It sold off once, it sold off twice, and then it couldn't even get back up, and then we just had a major sell-off. Couldn't even retest the high of the day. And I actually talked about that at one point where it tried to get up there once, it tried to get up there twice, it tried to get up there a third time. So really, I should have been listening to myself. I said it out loud during my live stream. I do live stream every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. If you go back and watch my live stream, you'll hear me talk about that. And so that actually should have been a reason why on this chart, I should have entered that. I was looking at this chart and I said, okay, it wasn't able to retest the high. It wasn't quite able to get there. It tried once, it tried twice, and this was a lower high, also a second entry short. I need to take that trade all day, every day, no matter what the outcome. There's no reason I should be skipping that trade, but I just, for whatever reason, wasn't looking at it that way. Wasn't in the right mind frame, missed out on a winning trade. Ended up taking the trade here, got a loss, but at least I took the trade, right? I'm supposed to take the trades when they set up on a chart where every entry is working. And just real quickly, a quick recap for anyone new here. I look for charts where every second entry works for my profit target. And I look for 3 or 4 charts to trade off of, different size tick charts on NQ. And I just look to trade them. I look to trade them every time. And my edge is supposed to be that I take every entry. And if I had done that today, I mean, it still wouldn't have worked that great. I would have had the one win on the first chart, and then I would have got this loss, whether it went to my account or not. And then I would have got this loss, and then moved on to the next chart. And now this one's incredible. So I traded this on evaluation 35, as you can see here, and I decided to trade with 4 contracts. It was my worst standing current evaluation. And so I thought the renewal was coming sooner than it does. I checked, it's actually still a couple weeks away. I thought it was only 1 week away. But what I didn't realize is that by trading with 4 contracts, I was basically risking the whole account, because I'm now, after this loss, only less than $200 or $200 away. Yeah, I mean, less than $200 away from the liquidation. So if I had realized that, I would have just moved the stop out of the way and said, okay, it's either I'm either going to blow up the account, or this is going to turn around. And would you look at this? I mean, look at this. Look at where I got stopped out. I got stopped out at 18,302.25. Well, how high did it go? 18,303.75. So 1.5 points. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. Maybe that would have actually blown up the account. But if it didn't blow up the account by going 1.5 points higher, then the trade would have won. So, I mean, quite frankly, I actually wish that, and it's funny, I almost traded with 5 contracts. I almost wish that I just did trade with 5 contracts and just blown it up, because now it's just, a waste of an account. I'll just copy it on whatever the next trade is, whether it blows up. It probably blow up mid trade, whether the trade works or not. So it's kind of pointless. In any case, I like the trade. Again, got a new low. There's a first entry short, second entry short. Bars are stacking up, but it was right off of a measured move. I measured one leg up, two legs up. I had a perfect touch on this wick. Perfect touch. It's also at the previous day's close, acting as resistance. And, this trade usually works. It didn't work this time. How far did it go? I think it went about 8 or 9 ticks in my favor, and I was going for 11 ticks. So it almost worked. It didn't quite work. Took the loss there. It is what it is. I mean, again, it's a trade I'm supposed to take. It didn't work out today. It's not a great day for my system, 0-2. But really, the whole point of the way I'm trading my system and trading these accounts is that no single trade should be make it or break it. No single trade should matter any more than any other single trade. And that is supposed to be why I'm not skipping trades, right? That's the reason why I'm supposed to be able to take any trade, because no single trade should matter more than another. But it's a total mind game trading prop firms where you have a target, right? You have to get to 52,600. So when I'm close, I'm 400 away or less or whatever it is, you start thinking about whether you're going to win or lose on that account. And that's what changes. That's what's changing kind of the numbers for me a little bit. I really, the market hasn't been great for my system, and it's just lining up with when I was getting close to a payout. And so it's affecting my decision making on just being able to take the trade. And so there's kind of a confluence of issues occurring at the same time. I don't know how long this is going to last in this market cycle, where it's just a little bit more difficult, but I've got to be willing to take the trades, right? And you can see I skipped the trade and I still got the loss on the account. So skipping the trade didn't help me this time. It's helped me in other days. Last week, I avoided, I don't know how many losses I avoided last week. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses I probably could have had a couple of days there last week. But this is like a repeat of last week for me, where last week I recognized the market conditions and I just stayed away and I didn't take trades for 2 days in a row. Today, I took the trades, but I took the wrong trades. If anything, this was the best trade I could have taken, and I skipped it. So I said out loud I had the read right, but I didn't follow my instincts. And sometimes lately, it's interesting. Not following my instincts has gotten me in more trouble than just following my instincts and then trading within the system. So, I don't really know what else to say. It's just one of those days. It's unfortunate. Look how close this trade was working. Look at the sell-off right after I was taken out of the trade. Sometimes the timing just isn't going to work, And the thing I am still fortunate about is I've got the new PA account. I didn't take a trade on it today. I didn't mess that one up. Easily could have gone to that as my second trade, but just felt like, okay, after taking the loss here, seeing what the market was doing, it just wasn't good conditions with the steep sell-off. Decided, okay, I'm not going to trade the new account today. Go and give it another shot on another account that really just doesn't mean much. And at the end of the day, my risk reward strategy or risk management strategy with these Apex accounts is working. It just doesn't feel good in the moment on these days. But it's working, right? Because it didn't affect these other accounts that are in good shape. It didn't affect my newest PA account or my other PA accounts for that matter. And I was able to say I was able to adjust and say, okay, I took a loss on this PA. Unfortunately, it's my best PA, but now it's just not the best PA. Now it's just a PA. So I could take that out of my head and just trade it normally, and put at risk an evaluation that was the furthest away from passing, and had a renewal relatively soon. So more likely than not, this account will get blown up. Account 35 mid trade, next trade win or lose for the trade. And so I'm just going to copy it no matter what I trade. Anyway, I do think that what I'm doing here is definitely unique compared to other YouTubers. I'm showing all of my wins and losses, the full stats on my Apex accounts, and always showing all the balances, always showing all the P&L, win or lose. I'm sticking with a as black and white system as I can make it, and I'm going to try to just remove my subjective skipping trades as best as I can, and take the trades, because the reality is that I'm still ending up with the loss or two that will end my day anyway. So I might as well take the trade and let my edge give me the win where it's going to give me the win. And then if I get the losses on other accounts, that's fine, because it's still going to force me to stop trading at some point, right? I'm going to lose enough charts. It's going to be late enough in the day. My risk management's going to kick in, and it's going to end my day. So, if you're interested to continue following my journey, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell your friends, hey, you can come watch this guy. This is how trading is. For most people are not just killing it every day, right? Most people are not like Alpine Trader, who's killing it with his opening trade every day and pulling, what was it? He had a $36,000 payout this payout window from Apex, something like that, I think. Not everyone's doing that right now. Most people are struggling, and I'm struggling here. I'm struggling with my voice. One second here. Let me just, but look, there's days where I'm struggling, like a lot of you, right? Like a lot of people that are going to watch this. We're all trying to figure out the best way to trade and to make adjustments to make the way we trade be the best it can possibly be for our systems, and to get us to a place where we can be successful and profitable. So, some days you see I have great days. I've had days where I was 8-0 in a day and traded on all my accounts. And then there's days like today where I'm 0-2. And, that's just going to happen, unfortunately. I'm definitely not 4-0 for the week. Let's see, I was trying to put on this. So come check out my live stream every day, 10 a.m. Eastern. 0-2 today. It doesn't feel great. Lost just under $2,000 combined. But the good thing is, I haven't lost $2,000. I mean, none of this money is real. Even in the PA account where, I was within $400 of getting a $2,000 max payout soon. I'm now $1,400 away, but that money is not real. It's not going to be real until I get the payout into my bank and it's real money in my pocket. Otherwise, it's just tickets and a chance to turn them in if I can get to the target. If I can win the game, turn them in and get my prize. So, and account 35, I didn't lose $1,400 today. That's the reality is I paid $33 for the month, right? Actually, I want to talk about this real quick. Let me pull it up. All right. So I've got a spreadsheet here. So evaluation 35, it's actually my second month trading on evaluation 35. So I've spent a total of $50 because when I bought it, it was a 90% off, and then it was an 80% off for the second month. So when I renew that, it'll be the third month. I'll be in for $80 on that evaluation, counting on the fact that it's going to blow up and then renew and reset. And then, let me talk about this real quick. PA2, for me to acquire PA2, it cost me $212. I spent $140 on the lifetime PA fee, and I spent $72 on the evaluations. It took me 2 months to pass the evaluation that time. So a total of $212 for this PA account. That's the most I have at risk at any time trading that account is $212 real money. PA6, let's see, PA6, I actually passed in the first month. So I paid $29.40. I passed the first month, and then I paid $130 for the lifetime fee. So I paid a total of $159 to acquire this account. PA7, I passed after 2 months. I paid $44 in evaluation fees, and then the lifetime fee for the PA, $130. I spent $174 on this account total. That's the max risk per account on these. And in PA8, which cost me the most, PA8, I traded for 5 months on evaluation. I blew it up once and had one reset in that time, just on a renewal. So I spent $150 on evaluations for, it was evaluation number 27 at the time. And then $140 I just paid for the lifetime fee last night. So a total of $290 for this new PA number 8. That's the most I can ever lose on that account if I were to ever blow it up. So I just wanted to mention that and just keep that in mind, because while I look at these numbers, to lose $1,400, to lose $533, almost $2,000 on the day, it feels really bad. If this was a live account, if I was treating this like a live account, or both of these as live accounts, that would be terrible, right? But that's not the reality. And I just want to point that out. So it's not anything to feel too bad about. And man, this video is getting longer than I was anticipating. But I just wanted to point it out. It's important to have a risk management system. I'm using the accounts themselves as the risk management and thinking of it in terms of real money, right? And so I'm not trying to burn these accounts real fast and just constantly be buying new evaluations, because at $30 a pop, that adds up real fast. You buy 10 accounts, that's over $300 just in evaluation fees. And if you pass them, then you have to add on either an extra 80 or an extra 140 for the lifetime fee. I am doing all lifetime fees because, as you can see, I'm keeping these accounts for a long time. PA2 I've had since July. I never traded it until the week after Christmas. I've now traded it for 42 trading days. Basically since the end of December, beginning of January. So I'm already in the fourth month, right, of actually trading it, and the ninth month of having it. So obviously, if I was paying for monthly fees, those fees would just be adding up this whole time. Same with PA6. I've traded it for 23 days. I've had this account for, I think I got it in January. So I've had it for 4 months. This account, I got it in February. I've had it for over 2 months. Would already be 2 fees, would already be paid over the lifetime fee cost. So for me, buying lifetime fees makes the most sense, because I'm not just crashing and burning really fast and losing accounts. If I was going through these accounts really fast, then it would make more sense to pay monthly. If I was trading them harder, blowing them up faster, passing them faster, then that would be the way to go. So everyone has to make a judgment call what the best choices in terms of the PA fee. I just want to talk about that real quick. Having said all that, the 80% discount is still going on. I appreciate everyone who's using my code. Definitely is helpful. And you always get the best discount using this code. I'm hoping once I can build the channel up a little bit bigger. I think I saw I have 75 subscribers now. So it's finally starting to build now that I've been doing the live streams. Hopefully, once I can build it to be a little bit bigger of a channel, I can get a unique code that's easier to remember and type in instead of having to remember this wacky code here, or to look at it to enter it in. But there are a couple of you out there that have used it, so thank you for that. And the one-day pass, 80%, will be going on through the end of the month, April 30th. I will, it looks like, likely pick up another account or two at some point. I do still have a free account that I can get with a code that I won, and from another channel, and then the 80%, I'll probably use it at some point. So I'm right there with you. Tell your friends, come check it out. You know, I'm doing things in a different way. It didn't pay off today, but I think overall I've had good success. I passed 3 evaluations and turned them into PAs with the system, and made a lot of profit on PA2, giving it back in the last couple of days, but that's all right. Build it back up again. Got some good balances on these other evaluations here, and I'm just going to keep moving ahead, keep trying to do what I've been doing, stick to the system. I've toyed with, I was trading another system at the end. Well, when I started this YouTube channel, I was trading another system that I designed myself. I was thinking maybe I could try to take another look at that and maybe trade both systems, just have it on like one chart. So I don't know, maybe I never looked at that system on NASDAQ on NQ. So maybe it's worth just looking at that just to have another way to trade for days like today. Like maybe today wasn't great for this system, but maybe it would be awesome for that other system that I was trying to trade. So I'm going to consider putting that on a chart and just see if that's something I can consider. But otherwise, yeah, it's a struggle. Trading is hard, and this is the reality, right? Days like this are going to happen, and it's better to. The great thing is, I know I'm going on and on. This is the last thing I'm going to say. The great thing about having a system where you have a risk management in place, where, you know, for me, if I get a loss on a chart, I can't trade that chart anymore. If I get a loss on all the charts that I'm trading and I can't find any more charts, I can't trade anymore. I stop trading at 9 to 9:30 every day, 12:30 Eastern. If it goes past that time and it's just not a good day or whatever, or I've got the trades for the day, whatever the case may be, I'm done for the day. Time to stop. You know, there's multiple ways where I'm reducing my trading time and reducing the risk. Like today could have been a bigger day, a bigger losing day than just 0-2. You know, after a couple losses on the system, if you don't have a really black and white objective way of entering, then you could just go on tilt and start taking any trade. And before you know it, 0-2 could be 0-8, you know, or 1-8. And you could just be blowing up accounts right and left. This system keeps me out of that mess. You know, I take a loss. It is what it is. I move on to the next trade, take a loss. If I run out of charts, if it's too late in the day, it's time to end the day. It's not a good day, and I'm going to move on to the next day. And no matter what these 2 losses are, no matter what these 2 accounts are that took the loss today, I've got all these other accounts that were unaffected. All these other accounts that were that I didn't blow up, that I didn't lose more on, and so I could come back tomorrow and continue to move accounts forward and have better days and progress. So it does change my psychology. And today, I won't lie, it stings to take a second loss in a row on the PA account that was so close to a payout, but I'm just going to keep going. All I need is 1 out of the 4 PAs to pay out a max payout, and I'm essentially break even. If I can get 2 out of the 4, I'm in the positive a little bit. I'm a little profitable. Now, as I collect more fees for these accounts, you know, maybe I'm going to need 2 payouts to be break even. But whatever it is, it's manageable. It's not going to take much to get to break even. It's not going to take much to get to profitable. And it's just a matter of like the timing and how persistent I am, and if I can find little tweaks to just make everything in my system work a little bit better for me. Again, could have had a win on PA2 today. This could be a green number today, and I could have been 1 step closer to the payout instead of 1 bigger step away. So it is what it is. I've definitely said it all for the day. Tell your friends, come check me out on the live stream here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. And 0-2 today, 2-3 for the week, only 40%. Feels pretty bad, pretty terrible. 165 wins and 43 losses. So I've now got 208 trades for the year, which is a lot of trades for me historically. So at least volume, you know, look, I got 5 trades this week. I only had 4 trades for all of last week. So that's, you know, I mean, the week's not going well, 2-3, but I've got more trades than last week. Although if I think about it, this is how last week would have gone if I took more trades. Anyway, I've really said it all, haven't I? Okay, I think I'm going to end it there. Is there one more thing I was going to say? Oh, tomorrow I may not be trading. So if you've stuck with me this far into this video, I may go on a little day trip with my family tomorrow, take the day off, get away from the charts, and just, refresh my mind, get my mind right, so I can come back and trade the system. When I come back, I'm taking the first entries that I see unless there is a very objective, hard fact reason to stay out of a trade. I'm not going to skip a trade like this again when I come back. And I'm going to take the trades, and the losses are going to come where they're going to come. But I'm not going to skip a winning trade for then the losses to come at that point. So, okay, I've really said it all. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the likes and subscribes. And if I'm not back tomorrow, I will be back on Thursday. So look out for that. All right. Hope you had a good trading day. Hope you're having a better trading week than I am. And I'll be back at it tomorrow or Thursday. I'm out of here.